Hey, this is Jeff, and welcome back to Coito Ergo Sum, Less Talk, More Action, a series which refuses to apologize for mixing business with pleasure. Last week we finished Sins of Our Ancestors, the reward for which was this very nice player home. We're almost ready to tell Handy who we think killed Fresca Koi, but I have one errand to run before I head back to Lolipopz. I'm working on an admittedly underhanded scheme to drive the business into bankruptcy so I can buy out Hilly's shares at rock-bottom prices. The daily profit or loss is calculated from a fairly complicated set of factors, but it boils down to two things. Putting up posters attracts new employees, and the number of customers is based on the number of employees who are working and the number of posters that are currently in place. But the posters get torn down over time, and you get less customers unless you go around and put them back up. Or hire a toady to replace them automatically. But after you hire someone, they keep working for you whether or not you have any posters up. And unlocking new employees is based on the cumulative total of posters you put up, not on how many you have up at any given time. So what I want to do is put up enough posters to attract some more employees so the payroll expense goes up, but not enough to attract a lot of customers. And then when they get torn down, put up another batch of however many it takes to unlock the next employee. Rinse and repeat. There are also Saloon upgrades that can attract more customers or improve your profit margin, that kind of thing. But I'm not going to do any of that until I'm the sole proprietor. There are actually two places in Pahrump you can put up posters, one of which is the Saloon, so we'll go in here. The posters are in your inventory under Aid, ostensibly because your Pip-Boy categorizes a stack of papers as a book. Just click on them, and either it gets removed from your inventory and placed in the world, or you get a message explaining why your current location isn't a good place. No one objects if you put up a flyer. The Saloon is a likely place for one to be seen by visitors to the valley and residents with an urge to emigrate, infrequent as most may be. And there's the poster. And we can put another one in the general store. Perry doesn't mind if you put up a flyer, and the general store is a likely place for one to be seen, yada yada. While we're in here, I think we've probably unlocked more dialogue with Nils. He only has one or two stories when you first meet him, but the more you do around Pahrump, the more things you can ask him about.
Yatahe.
Hey, Perry.
Hello, friend.
Whitney said you told her your family is Dutch. Is that true?
Now there's a tale. When I was young, people called me Dutch because of my name. Well, I think it's actually Scandinavian, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, one day I walked into the saloon, and sitting there was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen.
A stranger to the valley?
That's right. I walked up and introduced myself. It turned out she was a caravaner who was way off course. I said, "You have beautiful eyes. Do you have a little bit of Dutch in you?" She said, "No, I don't think so." I asked, "Would you like to?" Well, she slapped the hell out of me, and then we got married. At least I think the slapping came first. It was a long time ago.
Your kids have unusual names.
Now there's a tale. Olivia's not from around here, and she thought it was weird that people name their kids from books. So we started our own tradition, which I suppose a lot of people think is weird too.
Saffron isn't that weird for a girl's name.
I suppose not. Right after she was born, I stepped outside and smelled our spice garden on the wind, so we named her Saffron Breeze.
Coyote Laughing, on the other hand.
After he was born, I stepped outside and heard a coyote bark. Sounded like it was having a good time, so we named him Coyote Laughing.
Let me guess. After the mare was born, you saw two mole rats.
Yep, but Olivia thought giving him 3 names was pretentious, so we dropped humping off the end.
Two mole rats humping. Goodbye.
Yatahe.
Okay, I just want to put up maybe 10 posters for now, so I think Freeside is my best bet. There are some locations where the posters never get torn down, like if you have good NCR rep, posters in NCR refugee camps won't get torn down because the MPs prevent vandalism. Or if you help Good Springs against the Powder Gangers, Trudy won't let anybody tear one down in her bar. But I actually want them to get torn down, and in Freeside they will, and there are quite a few close to each other, so it won't take that long. The kings doubt anyone will scuff their blue suede shoes on the long, lonely highway to Lolipopz, but when they see the poster featuring a big boss man with a hard-headed woman on one arm and a bossa nova baby on the other, they can't help falling in love with it. How many Elvis references can you cram in one paragraph? There are few better places to post a flyer than near the main gate between the north and south Freeside. 2 posters removed. And there's one. Yeah, in some locations, you actually put up multiple posters with one click. And I think the other one is right here on the other side of the Freeside gate thing.
If it can be bought, it can be found at Mick and Ralph's.
Yeah. I think it removed 2. Yeah. Didn't remove one there, so...
Come to Mick and Ralph's for all your shopping needs.
Ah, here we go. Yeah, there it is. Freeside sees a constant stream of people who are down on their luck. For most of them, any employment at all would be an improvement. For maximum impact, the Help Wanted posters should be placed in popular business... Okay, I'm not close enough to the actual spot, so we got a message explaining why that wasn't a good one. Guess we need to be closer to the gate. Yeah, even though the actual poster...
Hey, you're the one who's been going around helping people around here, right? The king says to keep up the good work, and said to give you this.
Thanks. Ooh, bottle caps. Something actually decent this time. Cool. Yeah, even though the actual poster went up closer to where we were standing beside the wall, it's generally pretty forgiving if you're in the right general area.
How's it going?
Hey, Mick. Mick and Ralph are initially amused at your request to place a Help Wanted poster in their shop, then stunned when you point out an undecorated vertical surface. So, yeah. Few of the unfortunates who seek aid here have any other employment prospects, so the followers reluctantly allow you to place a few Help Wanted posters on the premises. This is another one of the locations where you get rid of multiple posters with one click. I think there's another one in that corner. Yeah, one by the gate. Few better places to post a flyer than the North Gate, and that's plenty. This guy is one of the characters you can hire as a toady. He'll run around and replace any posters that get torn down, and I will hire him eventually, but right now that's definitely not what we want. So, to Lolipopz. Oh good, a delirious person outside the saloon. The posters are working already.
Huh?
Are you okay, lady? You don't look so good.
It's just the shakes. It'll pass. Pass quicker if I had a drink. Or some jet.
I don't actually have either to give her. What the hell are you doing all the way out here?
Poster said, get paid to party. Fucking bartender wouldn't even let me in.
Yeah, it means employees, not customers. It's a brothel. We're hiring.
I'm drunk, not stupid. I know what it means. Fuck for a buck. Hell, I'd do it for chems. Wouldn't be the first time.
Lady, you need help we can't provide. Like detox.
Yeah, thanks for nothing, asshole.
Where are you going?
What now?
What the hell are you doing?
None of your business.
I said you need help. I didn't mean you had to leave.
Could have fooled me.
In that condition, you're going to get killed by something. Probably cazadores.
Cause of what? The big wasp things? Couple of them stung me on the way out. Hell of a buzz. That's funny. Bees, buzz, get it? Anyway, I'm gonna catch one of those fuckers and milk it. Bottle that shit and sell it. Keep a little personal use, maybe. But I'll be fucking rich. Shit, that was my secret plan. Don't tell anybody, okay?
If you say nice knowing you, she will walk over to the tribal village and try to milk the cazadores, with predictable results. Supposedly she actually is resistant to their venom, but she doesn't have a good weapon and they will eventually kill her. So why don't you come back to the bar, have something to eat, sober up a little bit?
I'm not interested in your charity, saint whatever your name is. And sobering up is the last thing I want to do.
Well, if you're really here about the job, I am looking for a pro, but not some drunk who spreads her legs and passes out.
Then I'm the one, baby. I'm wild. You name it, I do shit those high-class skanks on the strip gag just thinking about.
How about Greek style or sword swallowing?
That's amateur hour.
B&D? S&M?
I'm usually feeling no pain, darling, but I can fake it.
Do you give group discounts?
The more the merrier.
Oh, why not? Tossed salad? Dirty Sanchez? Water sports?
Tasty.
All right, you're hired.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now tell that fucking barkeep to set me up.
I knew you'd be good at this. I thought she was just a hobo. Here it turns out she ain't called Filthy Fiona just 'cause she needs a bath. But I'm locking the liquor cabinet when I take a shit, I tell you that much.
I put up a bunch of posters. Had any nibbles?
Maybe. Heard about this high-class lady got herself in some trouble with the families. She's hid out in North Vegas Square. Let's just say you make her disappear. If they thought you wasn't gentle, they might figure you'd done their work for 'em and call it a day. If she was to reappear later, say, on my face, who'd be the wiser? She could show her gratitude for your generous intervention by joining our staff.
All right, see you later.
Go get 'em, Tiger.
If you already got rid of Hilly, you can get the same recruiting tips from his email. The player's email is where you start the mini-quests for Saloon upgrades, but I'm not doing that yet. Hilly, I heard you're recruiting again. This might interest you. I know this high-class broad who's in a jam with the families. Help her out and she'd owe you big time. Her name's Angie, and she's hiding out in North Vegas Square. Whether they find her before she can make a break for Cali is anybody's guess, but either way, you'd better hurry if you want to catch in. JT, who's the guy that gives us the flyer that actually starts the quest. And let's look at the finances while we're in the terminal. 10 posters up, 5 pros working. Yesterday we had 2 customers and lost almost 300 caps. Share price is already down to 87 from 100. Excellent. Okay, let's go get Angie. She's over here in this ruined building in the northeast corner of North Vegas Square.
Get out of here! You'll lead 'em right to me!
Slow down. Who are you hiding from?
A couple of Omerta thugs. I thought I lost them in Freeside, but I just saw them again.
Why are they after you?
Why do you think? Pigs like that see something they want, they take it.
Ooh, Lady Killer perk gets me an option. I think the princess is supposed to tell the knight in shining armor the truth.
I'm sorry. They're trying to collect a gambling debt. I don't have it. Do you really want to help?
How much?
500.
Small change. I can spot you.
A week.
Ouch. So total you're looking at what? 35 large?
37,000 would clear it and leave me enough for lunch. Look, whatever you're going to do, make it quick. It's only a matter of time before they search over here.
One way to deal with the Emeritus is to convince them she's dead, for which you need her dress and gun. The dress needs some blood on it, and you need to pass a dialogue challenge with either high speech, high science, or one of several perks, including Cannibal, Lady Killer, or Chercher la Femme. But that's what I did in the old walkthrough, so I'm going to do something different this time. Alright, I'll deal with them. You stay here and keep your head down.
No. I'm gonna follow you at a safe distance. I want a head start, if you get killed. And if you rat me out, the first bullet's for you.
Despite what she says, she won't actually follow you until you deal with the Emeritus, who are over here, searching across the street.
This doesn't concern you. Get lost.
Now, what would make someone like you interrupt an obviously busy man like me?
Are you guys looking for something?
Yeah, I lost a contact. Now move along before I start to get annoyed.
If your contact is a blonde with big tits, I've seen her. What's it worth to you?
I don't know. I forgot to check the price of lead on the commodities exchange this morning. Start talking.
What if I said I could cover her debt?
That would make you either a liar or an idiot. 40 large. Let's see the money.
It's 37, and I'm not tipping the errand boy.
So you have seen her. Let's assume for the moment that I won't kill you just for being rude. Show me the money.
Well, this is because I got banned at the casino playing blackjack until I broke the bank. Come on, guys. I've won so much at your casino that they cut me off. I'm good for it.
You didn't win that much. I'd need some serious collateral to even consider it.
How about 5,000 now and the rest next week?
How about the 9,000 you ought to be good for now and the rest tomorrow?
You have a deal. Here's the 9,000.
You have 24 hours to come up with 28,000 or you and the girl both sleep with the lake lurks.
And obviously another solution is to just kill them. They're not all that tough, although in the first walkthrough they were tougher than my character.
I can't believe you pulled that off. I don't know how to thank you.
Thank me. The way I see it, you owe me 37 large.
Aha, out of the frying pan, into the fire. Natch. Well, at least you seem to have the ability to reason.
It looks like you could use a job that pays well. As it happens, I run a brothel.
How dare you? Do I look like a common whore?
And I have perception better than my previous character as well. The looks, the clothes, the size of the debt. You're no tourist from Cali. You're a pro.
Okay, maybe I am. But that doesn't mean I want to work in some rundown shack in the boonies.
Well, it is pretty far out of town, but it's a classy place. It's called Lolipopz.
Lolipopz? They're still operating? Did you know, before the war, they only had escorts in Europe and Vegas? It wasn't legal anywhere else. They were more famous for magazine. Private collectors still pay through the nose for original issues.
I know. I recently resumed publishing. Previous management really ran it into the ground. Technically, I'm the one who's running it into the ground this time, but she doesn't need to know that.
You're not exactly the reincarnation of Larry Slater, but I suppose you're close enough. Lead on.
And if you convince the Emeritus that she's dead and they see her, they will kill her. So you should fast travel out of here immediately, which I discovered the hard way previously. But since I bought her debt, it should be safe for us to just walk out. Yep. Looks like they're okay with it.
Now that Angie is a woman. Ain't much for conversation, but that ain't why we're hiring him, is it?
Yeah, about that. I told the Emeritus I'd pay off her debt.
Are you out of your cotton-picking mind? Well, I hope you're good for it, 'cause I ain't giving him jack shit.
You're a tough old mountain man. You can handle a couple of Emeritas.
You got that much right. But did it occur to you, what if they got more boys than I got bullets?
No problem. They act big on this strip, but this is our turf.
Brotherhood of Steel was tougher than the NCR, and they was on their own turf. Where's they at now? Well, what's done is done.
Okay, see you later.
Reckon so.
There's Kekata.
We haven't had the chance to speak since you fixed the water supply. Thank you.
Can we talk more about you?
Sure.
So, is Ash your husband?
No, he's my brother. Yoluta's our mom.
And you all work the family farm together?
That's right.
Where's your dad?
He left when I was very young. I'd rather not talk about that, okay? Bye.
Anyway, even though we have the new objective to accuse a plausible suspect, which means we have enough clues from the terminals and holotapes to have a theory about who killed Fresca Coy, we don't have enough clues to convince Handy that our theory is correct. For that, we need to visit Larry Slater's mansion in Death Valley. It might occur to you to do that just based on the information you have about the case already, or you might have found it if you were just curious about the tunnels, but if not, Handy will eventually give you a hint to check there. So to save some time, I'm going to go there before we talk to her. Just like the tunnel from Lolipopz to Pahrump, you get a message when you get far enough up here. According to the tube line map, the distance to the next surface access point is at least 10 times greater than the distance between the Mountain Springs siding and the Pahrump maintenance terminal. The journey could easily take several days on foot in the barren, pitch-black tunnel. You know how sometimes you lose track of time when you're traveling fast on a long trip and the next thing you know you're there? If that happens in the tunnel, and it will, you will become severely dehydrated. If you're already thirsty or under the influence of anything that causes you to dehydrate faster than normal, you will die. So that's an attempt to be immersive while warning you that if you continue, you'll be teleported to the Death Valley station. 2 days will pass, and you will probably die if your dehydration meter isn't completely topped up, and you will definitely die if you have any survival mods that increase dehydration effects. You get a different message if you aren't in hardcore mode, but I am not going to risk dehydration and death since I already called Larry's bullet train to the Pahrump station, and I can just ride it. Between the available destinations, hours or days on foot are reduced to minutes by this automated high-speed rail system. So we will head to the Death Valley South station. And here we are. Here's another map. We are at Death Valley South. Okay, maintenance access with the green dot. That's the Pahrump maintenance terminal. The Las Vegas depot is probably what's east of Lolipopz, and Lolipopz just being a siding without a real station, I guess, isn't on the map. Some kind of little, well, not little, big cargo elevator. So let's head upstairs. And here's the train station. Presumably it was where people bought tickets and stuff when it was an actual commercial train line before it became Larry's private train. These terminals are dispatch terminals like the one in the Pahrump maintenance terminal. You can call cars or check the status, check to see where it is. There's some minor loot scattered around here, but nothing that great. Future Weapons Today, and a couple of vintage Lolipopz magazines. It's worth taking those. And here we are at DVS Station. over there, there's an airport, but we don't need to check that out right now. It'll actually be, involved in a quest later on. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. These gates don't actually work. They don't lead any place. The mansion is around here. If I would select the right quest in my quest log, I'd actually have map markers for this stuff, but it's okay. Down there, we ought to be able to see... Yeah, there's a swimming pool and a little pavilion or something. I think that is the pool where the picture with Larry and Ginger and Double D, the stock photo that Hilly used to make the Help Wanted posters. And here we have the Slater Mansion. Well, we might as well take a look around in here. The room we need is over there with Larry's terminal with the clues, but then we have a kitchen, rather nicely appointed. Oh, they have these little mini cleaning robots. They're cute. Big dining room. This is apparently a wine cellar. Bathroom. First aid kit? Nope. And a theater in here. Kind of cool. Turn off the jukebox to avoid copyright issues. Collection of Lolipopz pre-war porno movies here on this shelf. We may need one of those for something later, but I don't know which one, so I'm not going to grab any of it yet. And up here we have a dressing room and a wardromatic. And this is important because this wardromatic has more wardrobe patterns that we can use now in any wardromatic that we access. The one at Lolipopz, the one in the player home, or the one here. When you have the pattern in your Pip-Boy, any wardromatic can make any clothing items that you have the patterns for. Poster for Red Menace, which was Moe's first big hit as a director when Fresca was still an actress. Across the hall, we have a movie studio, which I can't imagine was used for their big budget movies, but maybe was used for smaller projects, like maybe Jeremy's movies. This is another working shower. You can use it to get rid of the foul smell. The foul smell, by the way, I mentioned that earlier. You get that whenever you are doing a different objective to unlock a Saloon upgrade, so you won't see that for a while yet. But bear that in mind. Here we have a little video production room. Oh, there's a poster for 19th Hole, Fresca's last movie. And there is some holovid equipment in here, which again will be useful later when we get a quest to produce holovids, but we're not to that point yet. Over here, I guess music stands and chairs. Maybe Larry had a string quartet perform at his ballroom events. Kind of classy for a guy that, ran a porn empire, but I guess he got enough of that at work and he was, just had a kind of nice house here. Another working shower. Although, here's his bedroom with a full-length mirror over the bed, so, if you played Quo Vadis, he's not crude in a, revolting way, but he certainly is a little bit of a pervert, as you might expect. Guest bedrooms in here. I guess, more bedrooms. Oh, this hatch leads to the roof. Again, that will be a plot point in a future quest, but nothing that we need to worry about now. We have, I guess, some trophies that were on the walls. I don't know if these got knocked off because physics glitch or because I was stomping around in here, or if they're always on the floor like that. I don't think they are. Little utility room. This hall just has a bunch of souvenirs and trophies, including some articles about Lolipopz. Gentlemen looking for a unique entertainment experience need look no further than Lolipopz Lounge, located just outside the city limits. These aren't showgirls or go-go dancers. They can't be described in polite company or best experienced from a front row seat. Brash new owner Lawrence Slater, who says, "Please call me Larry," is only 24, but he has big plans. In Quo Vadis, the news clippings are clickable, so you can read the whole article, but with these you can only read what's visible on the in-game object. One here from 2063, the Supreme Court says filth is free speech. In a shocking 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court today overturned the lower court, ruling that smut is protected speech. Yada, yada, yada. So you get the idea. Larry was a successful but controversial figure who kind of started from nothing with a couple of nightclubs in Georgia and eventually became a multinational porn empire billionaire. The communications room will be important later, but right now we'll just take this vacuum tube for Coyote. And why we're here right now is his office. Got a little entertainment center. Very nice. Conference table. Back here behind the bookshelves, just a little meeting area for casual conversations, I guess. And here we have his private bathroom. No first aid kit. And there ought to be, in that picture frame... Oh, okay, there it is. Yeah, kind of like the other souvenirs. Something knocked this magazine out of its picture frame. This is Vintage Lolipopz magazine. This is actually the debut issue, issue number 1 from 2056. So definitely take that. The terminal on his desk is why we're really here, but I don't want to read the clues and then run out of time before we can tell Handy what we found, so I'm going to call it a day, and we can finish the quest next week. For real, this time. See you then.